are. Another glorious, glorious week of everyone losing their collective minds in the world. And you got the select few that, don't. I am a big believer that if you live in a city, you get plugged into the hive mind, like Kerrigan in StarCraft with the Zerg, as they put it. Like, I just think it's unavoidable. I think human beings tend to like to agree with each other and want to fit in. So they are willing to, I guess, adhere to the beliefs around them to better fit into society. And then I believe a lot of people just lose the ability to critically think, and then everyone just follows the leader. And it's that way with groups anywhere. Like, if you live in a big group but in a small town, I mean, you're probably going to think like everyone around you. It is like a phenomenon, man. It reminds me of like the Salem witch trials, when all of a sudden everyone's like, she's a witch and she's praying to Satan in the pale moonlight and all this stuff. And you're like, is this for real? And it's like, well, yeah, it's actually, it's for real. These people actually believe this shit. And, how do you escape that? I don't know. Happy hump day, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. I woke up and I worked out in my underwear. I was just sitting here and I'm like, well, my husband's asleep. So all my workout clothes are in the bedroom. I'm like, what can I do that doesn't require shoes and or clothes? And I figured it was arm day. I did lots of biceps. Lots and lots and lots of biceps. I bicepped myself till like my arms feel wiggly wobbly. I've never liked arm day because I feel you just don't burn that many calories. But I plan, after I'm done streaming, I'm going to walk for an hour while my husband does his thing. So then I'll feel better. 45 minutes, an hour. And not a crazy walk. Like, I've been trying very hard to be gentle to my joints. Because, guys, like, I'm getting fucking older, man. This is rice water bright, by the way. Cleansing wipes. Want to clean up my face and get it ready to put some eye treatment on there. I'm going to use this shit. I love this shit. And right now my eyes don't look too good. I am officially like 4 days late on my period. And I guess you have a window of 7 days where it's okay. But I felt PMSy and then it went away. And because of my age, I feel like every single menstrual cycle, I'm like, is this it? Is this the true start of perimenopause? Like, because all my girlfriends, they always are like constantly wishing it upon me. And that's one thing about us ladies. Boy, oh boy, do we wish ill will on each other. We're just, you wait. I'm doing my makeup with you. Yay, let's do it. I'm actually going to do something I've always wanted to do. I'm just going to put very basic, barely can tell makeup on. And then I want to put an eyeliner on and I want to blend it out to have a smoky eye. That's what I want to do. Let's use Beyond Glow Niacinamide serum. Get all plumped up. Just a little serum on my face. And you know what? I'm actually going to put on my face cream too, because I don't see why I have to wait until after I do my eye treatment. I don't see why I have to wait. So let's do Ultimate Supreme Firming Cream. Really good at tackling wrinkles and dark spots and all that fun stuff, because it has bakuchiol in it, which is like, the plant version of retinol. So if you have really sensitive skin and you don't get to use retinol products because your skin is such an asshole, this is the stuff. This is the stuff, baby. Oh, feels so good. I always feel reborn. I feel reborn when I moisturize my face, guys. Man, I'm starving. I'm going to be fat forever. I have to just accept this. It doesn't matter how much I diet. It doesn't matter how much I fast. I can't stop splurging. I can't stop eating. I love food. Like, I just have this like bulge in my stomach that I just want to go away. I hate it so fucking much. And I just keep adding to it. I'm like, whatever. Just whatever. All right. Let's use this new eye treatment. A new ultimate multi-performance eye patches. They're good for morning and night. This is a new ultimate too. And we have a great bundle of these too for really cheap. There's a bundle in my store. Let's see if I can find it. It's actually amazing. Bundle. I guess I have to go shop, skincare. Let's go to gift and value sets. And there's a bundle of these two. Here it is. It's only $45 instead of $94. I love it. I love it. Why not? Why not, bitches? Why not? This timeline parallel world is a lot better than I was on before the event. Can't use retinol because of my eczema? Then you would love this a new Ultimate Supreme cream with Bacachil in it. It's for people just like you. So I get eczema, but it's periodic. And when I get eczema, it's only on my fucking face. Like, what? What is this random thing about Jews in my Rumble? You know what I'm tired of? Probably more than like everyone obsessing over their identity is everyone obsessing over Jews. Like it's both sides. Like everyone has this obsession. And I could go my whole life not hearing about the Jews anymore. And I don't hate Jewish people at all. I don't. Like, I have a Holy Bible. There's an Israel, all this fun stuff. Like, whatever. But, like, everyone blames the entire world's problems on them. I'm like, okay, that's a reach. So stupid. So stupid. My favorite is, the Jews own Hollywood, yet every single actor is like, we don't like them. We don't like them at all. We don't like them. And I'm like, well, I mean, they're doing a really bad job owning everything. I think they're doing a really poor job. All patching shit. I'm so sorry you get it on your face. It's rarer to get it on your face. Mine come in circles and it almost always starts here. And then the eczema will sit like here on my chin. And then it sits there for like 5-6 months. So right now I'm not having eczema outbreak, which is fantastic. I've been to like 9 million skin doctors, and they're always like, gee, I don't know. They never have answers. I even went on ABC's The Doctors, and they couldn't figure it out. I'm with you there, Adrian, and I'm Jewish, right? I'm so tired of this shit. Shut the fuck up. I like how music videos are better now. I don't watch any music videos. Speaking of Jews, Candace Owens posted a video yesterday accusing Israel of being behind Charlie Kirk's elimination. I'm not a fan of her. I'm not a fan of her demeanor. She comes off very mean girl, like gossip. Oh my God, gossip. And I'm like, whoa. She's on Timcast. And she was so gossipy and so mean girly. I've never heard a more off-putting interview. So I just made the decision of like, that's not for me. It's not for me. Like it reminded me a lot of the girls that bullied me in junior high. That same mindset, same delivery. I'm like, yeah, that's just not for me, man. I didn't like it back then. I don't like it now. Okay. I'm going to use my little spatula to get one of these eye treatments out. And here we go. Little eye treatment. And then we're going to wear this for 15 minutes. It's going to be fun. There we go. Oops. There it is. And there we go. Now I have it on. Now I'm treating my skin. So let's, I wish this cat hair wasn't on my face. I can feel it. I can feel my cat's hair on my face, guys. Help. Get it off. There we go. So let me put this on and let this soak on my face. Let's do the timer. Oh, I barely walked around today. There we go. Timer's on. Treatment's on. Let's chill. Secular Jews, communist funders versus neocon Jews, war Jews. I don't give a shit. Like, I don't obsess over Jewish people. House of the Dragon isn't that good. It's not that good. It's not that good. Now, I like all the Valerian actors, but they made House Valerian black, which makes no sense because the reason they all have silver hair is they're all inbred, incestual, like Jaime Lannister people with Cersei. And it really messed it up because I'm like, I'm sorry. How can a house be super inbred like House Targaryen? How is that possible when they're black and then House Targaryen's white? That is, they could have flipped any other house, but I think they just wanted them to ride dragons. And I'm like, but that takes away the incest angle. Don't you see? Like, if there was an incestual family and they were black, you would not see pepperings of white people in it. You know what I mean? Like, because it's incest. It's gross people having sex with their own family. I was like, this takes away from that entire angle. So that was my only issue with that. But I actually liked all the actors they casted for it. So I didn't get too lost in how it makes no sense to the story because they actually delivered. Was there a modeling agency called Faces International in Chicago? Not that I know of. Not that I know of. So this feels very good. Got my treatment on my face. I'm putting it on for 15 minutes. Good morning, Creative Juice. 15 minutes. I'm the same with Milo. I can't stand watching him. Oh, Milo. Sometimes he's funny, but other times, too chatty Cathy. Too chatty Cathy, like takes the air out of the room. Kind of chatty Cathy. Now, I will admit I'm not that educated on Milo. I don't know, like, deep information about the guy. Good morning, Sabby. What's up? For 0.05% of the world's population, we sure are responsible for everything. HM Trencher, right? Right? You know what really bothers me? I'm just going to say this bothers me about this whole thing. Hold on. Let's replace with this. So this is that guy who murdered Charlie Kirk, and they leaked messages, right? And these messages all look fake. Like super duper fake. Like if I did something bad and I told my husband, all right, we're going to write these messages to each other to keep you out of it, blah, 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 it would look just like the messages between these two. I'm like, I'm sorry. I'm 43 years old. I'm supposed to believe these messages? Also, why do they keep calling it his roommate? He's like, my love, I love you, my lover, my lover, my love. That these people are effing each other. That's not a roommate situation, guys. My husband's not my roommate. No one calls my husband my roommate. This is his lover. This is his other half. This is not a roommate. And they keep calling him a roommate. What 20-something speaks that way? I think what they did was they took the text messages and got rid of the idiot young people speak so that everyone could understand them, right? I mean, okay, my husband going and doing something bad, and then I'm like, you didn't do something bad, did you? Texting with him, I would know everything he's doing. These people are lovers. They live with each other. No, they don't talk like boomers. You're not listening. They talked like young kids, and then the FBI went and translated it for the rest of humanity because no one would understand what they're fucking saying to each other. Do you understand? Like, I have a niece. She's 21 years old. She'll shoot me a text, and I'm like, what the fuck does any of this mean? And then she laughs at me. I'm like, dude, I don't understand anything you said to me. None of it. What the fuck is this? So they had to translate what these two were saying to each other, right? So that we could all understand. And it's not a roommate, it's his lover. And I totally think the roommate already knew everything he was doing. In fact, I think the roommate was involved. I think this is like, star-crossed lovers bullshit where the dude's trying to cover for his lover. And he's like, okay, we'll send these text messages to each other to cover up that you knew. Because no one sends text messages like this, and you don't just sneak out and murder someone and your lover doesn't know. It's fake, but it's fake between these two. And I can't believe the police department's not looking at it going, clearly these two planned out sending each other these messages so that one would be the fall guy. His lover 100% knew. 100% knew. You don't live in someone's house discussing the same shit. They're both like, we hate Charlie Kirk, get him, we hate the right, together, and they're in love. And then you just sneak off to do this. Hey, sweetheart, I just snuck off to murder someone. Yeah, how long have you been planning this? That the whole thing is clearly put together. According to the neighbors on their street, there were cars with, I think there was a bunch of people involved. 100%. I think there was a bunch of people involved in it. But, I'd be really upset if people called my husband my roommate if something like this went down. And here's the bad part. The media is like, look at these love letters, the humanity between the two. Since when do we look at love letters from a murderer and talk about the compassion, sympathy, and humanity from a cold-blooded murderer to their lover? Like, that's new for me. Anyway, I just think it's fake. It's hard to believe anything anymore. But remember the old man that stood up and he was like, I did it all? They found kitty porn on him. And I think he was involved too. I think there was a whole cell of people involved in this, because why else would this guy distract the police from finding the guy that did it just out of nowhere? I don't believe that's a coincidence at all. So yeah, I think a lot of people were involved, but rest assured, I live with my husband. He's my lover, and he knows everything I'm doing all the time. Even when he doesn't want to know. I just won't shut the fuck up. I'm constantly talking to him. You should see his face. It's like, so this morning, my computer makes all these noises. They're really awful noises, right? Because it's old. I need to replace my computer. It's just expensive. So I'm just going to ride this into the ground. Well, it's making all this noise, and I literally hit it and it stops. So I gleefully tell my husband, hey, honey, you know how my computer makes all this noise? Well, I hit it and it stopped. And his response was, you would have made a great mother. I laughed so hard. I was like, that's kind of mean, but it's fucking hilarious. Really funny. My husband makes that same face. Yeah, when you start talking, it's like they leave planet Earth. Right? I think it's cut and dry. He was an idiot that got radicalized and then having a relationship with the person he thought was getting hate speech from Charlie, and then he decided to do the act. Well, yeah, but that's not his roommate, it's his lover, and I don't believe for a second his lover didn't know everything. Also, like if you watch any video with Charlie Kirk debating trans people, he is nothing but loving and kind to them. Which is crazy to me. How old is it? When did I get this computer? This is at least 8 years old? 8, 9? No, 8 or 9 years old. I know it's like so obsolete. It's so obsolete. It's like hitting the Coke machine and getting your drink. Melanie, you feel me. There's been many killers that had spouses who had no idea. Read the text messages between them. You would literally have to suspend any critical thinking to believe those. Those are clearly staged messages to each other so that he can take any heat off his lover. He was like, look, I'll take the fall. I love you. I'm going to protect you. We're going to pretend you didn't know anything. Just text me this shit because when they find it, they won't hurt you. All I do is watch true crime because I'm a girl. That's what we do. We watch true crime. You know what I mean? So when you see this, you're like, this is the most obvious, fake, dumbass shit. That's like 90 in computer years. I know, but computers are expensive. Did I like Puerto Rico? I love Puerto Rico. If you're going to visit anywhere, go there. You get to use the American dollar. It's a U.S. territory. It's the shit. You probably have a hard drive in there that's on its last legs. Moving to an SSD might be your cheapest option. I don't even know what that means. I use computers. I don't know anything about them. Before my husband, my brother did all my computer stuff for me. Everything. Because I'm like computer stupid. If that's the case, they dumb because they can get every text and every internet message. Oh, absolutely. 100%. But it reads exactly like that. Like if I went and did something dumb, but I didn't want my husband to get any fallout for it, but he knew I was going to do the dumb thing, we would exchange text messages that looked just like that. That's what we would do. That's what we would do. Humanizing the love from the killer while taking everything Charlie said out of context. Yeah, I've never seen the news like talk about how loving a murderer was with their roommate, which was their lover. That they're not roommates, they're partners. Like that's not roommates. A roommate is someone that doesn't do the dishes and you're like, man, I fucking hate living with this asshole. That's a roommate. But someone you're boinking in bed and you're telling them you love them all the time? No. That's not a roommate. So I wanted to discuss this. Sports Illustrated Ella Halikas, slim pickings, not a lot of curve, no plus size at New York Fashion Week. And I want to tell you why. When I walked New York Fashion Week, they used duct tape to duct tape down my chest so that I looked flat as a pancake because they don't want to be like, look at her boobs and her butt. It's all about her. Look at her body. Look at it shake. Jiggle, jiggle. Look at that. They don't want that. They don't want the runway to be about the woman's body. They want it to be about the clothes. And that's why these chicks are skinny, because it looks like a clothes hanger walking down the runway, showing off the clothes. Once you put these big butts and boobs and stuff in it, like, no. Unfortunately, what you're doing is you are making the outfit about boing, 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 boing. Like, you can't model clothes with my butt, the shaky, shaky butt, and then the boobs. Like, that doesn't work during Fashion Week. And I'm not even trying to be a butthole about it. Look at the boobs. Like, no one would look at the outfit. They would just look at things jiggling. No one would. So that's why you're in Sports Illustrated, because it goes bum, 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 bum. And men love that so much. They love it. But on runways, no, it's not because the fashion designers are gay men. It's about the clothes, not the boobs, not the butt, only the clothes. Like, it's only about the clothes. If you want shit to be about titties and asses, you go to Sports Illustrated. But when you want people to look at actual clothes and not boing, 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 you can't have chicks with big titties. Again, I had to put my arms up and they duct taped me from my collarbone down to here, flattening my chest to nothing, because they didn't want boing, 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 because it takes away from the outfit. No one will remember the outfit. They will only remember the boing, boing. That's it. Nothing else. They will only remember the bouncing boobies and everything else. That's all. And I understand where they're coming from, because it's true. It's actually true. All right, it's time to take this off. So we take this bad boy off, whoop, and then we pat some of the serum in. Oh, it really does wonders for your under eyes. It makes me so happy. And now I'm going to use our a new clinical line eraser, 0.1% retinol for your eyes, which I'm all about, baby. Retinol my eyes up. There we go. But yeah, like she doesn't understand that it's not about your body. It's not about diversity of body. It's only about the clothes. Russ, you're wrong. You're wrong, because I've seen it in person. When a woman is walking down a runway and everything isn't going boing, 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 you actually look at the clothes. When the boinging happens, you don't even remember what the fucking dress was. You don't remember, because you only remember titties. That's it. Or ass. That's all. Even women who aren't into titties and ass will see the boinging titties and ass and not be like, what color was that dress? What was the cut on it? I don't know. Because it takes away from the clothes and makes it all about the model. That's it. It makes it all about the. So this chick's like, I want it to be about me and my boobs. Like, you can't do that. Just sing the Boing Boing song. Susan, I've been at a runway show where a couple of the people were stacked and you don't remember what they were wearing. It is literally just them being stacked. God bless you. Bless you if you are built in a way that no one remembers anything else but you. Congratulations. But to expect to be featured in shows where they want the clothes to be the star and not you, like, you're in Sports Illustrated and that's not good enough for you? You're going to complain? I want a $100 paying runway show. Give me the $25. Bitch, you got paid assloads of money to be in Sports Illustrated. And you're whining and crying because you can't make $25 to walk down a fucking New York runway. It's the lowest paying gig in modeling. This is just virtue signaling. Like, why skinny chicks should not exist. Why? What's wrong with them? What's wrong with skinny chicks? If there's nothing wrong with fat chicks, why is there anything wrong with the skinny chicks? Why are they always openly shaming anyone who's thin and then celebrating anyone who's not? How is that like fair? And those skinny chicks would give anything to be in Sports Illustrated, but they can't make it. So I say, enjoy who you are. Enjoy what you are able to do in your niche, man. These runway models, they have their niche. And it's not enough that you got the higher paying niche. You need to shit all over their stuff. I do think that when you are really thin, that clothes will look good on anyone that's thin. Again, They don't want the body in the woman to take away from the clothes. So when you see these waif women walking down the runway, the clothes stick out like a sore thumb because their body isn't so banging with curvaceousness. It presents the clothes really well. Tell me you don't have any real issues or problems without telling me if that's all you got to bitch about. Right? She has the higher paying job. She has the more prestigious job. Victoria's Secret, Angel, Sports Illustrated, that was like the pinnacle of modeling because of the money and the exposure. Being a runway model was nothing. Every year when Fashion Week rolls around, it gets worse and worse, especially with the direction of thinner being in. Thin women exist. Stop trying to erase them, dude. That's crazy. If bunches of thin women were slamming curvy bitches and saying like they have no place in Sports Illustrated, it should be us, they would want. Why is it only okay to one way it? I think it's really unfair to skinny chicks. I think it's unfucking fair. Look at her. She's all hips and boobs. And there's a reason that she's always like, look at my boobs, 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 boobs. So if you put her in a dress on a runway for fashion, you're not going to look at the dress because we all know what everyone's looking at. The pictures fucking prove it. What's everyone looking at? Let's see. Oh, yeah, that's some high fashion right there. You have curves and big cha-chas. So, I mean, this is what you do. No, fat people made fun of skinny people forever too. I don't want to hear it because I grew up in the 90s. Eat a burger. It's Ethiopian child. Look at her. Ethiopian child. I don't want to hear it because it's a fucking lie. It's a fucking lie to pretend that skinny people didn't get horrible body shaming growing up. That's all I got. Have you considered eating? It was like all the fucking time. You know what I mean? It made me crazy. Well, being fit and thin, being thin isn't always more attractive, but being fit definitely is the most attractive thing. But I mean, she's a Sports Illustrated chick. Like, your body doesn't belong in high fashion, and that's fine. And you got to do the most prestigious thing in modeling, which is Sports Illustrated. And you're complaining. So then it makes it hard for me, someone who would have given anything to be in Sports Illustrated, to see someone who made it and they're still fucking complaining. These ladies ain't built for high fashion. No, they're built for Sports Illustrated, and that's like a prestigious gig. It's the biggest, that's the tippity top. Like, any model would give anything to be in Sports Illustrated, and that she got that. And she's complaining about jobs they pay you $25 to $50 for. That's what really makes me crazy about it. All I see is skin. That's what I'm saying. All you see is skin, because that's when you're curvier, that's all anyone focuses on. And it's not an insult to you, but you literally have body parts that most women covet. Like, I would love to be curvaceous. I wanted to be curvaceous so bad, I went and got fake boobs. Didn't work out for me and doesn't work out for most people. But yeah, with lingerie, you want people to feel like, hey, if you wear this, your body is suddenly going to look like this curvaceous, big titty chick. Yeah, she's complaining about skinny women walking runways. Why can't they have a specialty? So she has a specialty with one of the most prestigious modeling gigs there is. And then these up and coming models who are thinner, She's basically saying we need to replace them too, but then no one will look at the clothes. They'll only look at your va-va-voom. You were called Daddy Longlegs. I was called Skeletor. Skeletor, Ethiopian child, used to really upset me. But they all called me that. Because remember the commercials where I think it was like Sally Field, and she was like, they're starving and they need our help and blah, blah, blah. And I mean, it was a nightmare for me. This is our multi-peptide eye primer. I was bullied so badly for being thin. And I was naturally thin. All I did was eat fucking hamburgers and tacos and French fries and everything else. And I was, called Skeletor. And then everyone who's like overweight, like, you never got made fun of like me who's overweight. I'm like, Skeletor, Ethiopian child, these are compliments to you? They would make you feel good? Have you seen Skeletor? He's not a looker. Like, no one looks at Skeletor and goes, man, I would give anything if someone thought I looked like Skeletor. How about this? Bitches are mean. They're fucking mean, and they say mean shit to each other. And you are not special because some chicks said mean shit to you. Join the club of people who have been mocked, ridiculed, and bullied by mean girls. Mean girls do not stop at body shapes. Women hate each other. They don't uplift one another. They don't do any of that. I was called Bubble Butter. They even made a song in 7th grade in 1978. What does that mean? Bubble butter? Oh, your butt. I'm so stupid. Hold on. I was a model. What does bubble butter mean? I'm just thinking about a bubble, and like I just bought 2 stacks of butter from Costco yesterday. So that's what hopped in my brain. Fucking idiot over here. Hi guys, that's me. A fucking idiot. I hate when something like that happens and then you prove to everyone how dumb you are. You don't mean to, it just comes out. Shit. Now everyone knows I'm an idiot. Help. Where's Duck Sauce these days? He doesn't stream anymore. He has no social media and hasn't in years. That's where he is. Because the internet's full of assholes and crazy people. It's just a bunch of people mad all the time. All the time. Perpetually offended and angry and just vicious. Everyone's so mean. And he was like, bye. See ya. Sorry. Don't want any part of that. And I'm like, I don't blame you. I'd be out of here too. But I got to sell Avon. I'm using the same palette I used the other day. It's Maven. So today I just kind of want to put eyeliner on and blend it out. I've always seen people do it. I've never been able to try it. And today is the day. We all want what we don't have. Nobody's ever 100% happy. Dude, I was just talking to a very similar one. And I said, I can't believe I go out and I feel like I can't wear tight clothes because I look fat in them. Like I will never wear anything that shows my belly. I'm very insecure about my belly. Even when I had a 6-pack, right now it's like a 2 to 4-pack. But even when I had a 6-pack, I was like, I just don't feel comfortable. Like I'll eat a little something because I'm skinny. It looks like I'm pregnant immediately, the bloat. And then I'll see a girl who, has some pounds on her and everything's hanging out, rolls, you name it. And she does not give a fuck. And I'm like, wait a minute. Why does it sound like you're underwater? Does it? Is my audio bad, you guys? Is it? Someone help me. Or is this a singular person problem? Mosquito bites comes into mind with old nicknames. So once I wore a shirt that said warning hot stuff. It was like 7th grade. And everyone was like, warning, ice stuff. Like my bra, and mocked and ridiculed me. I remember being in the locker room. Okay. And you know how they used to force us to get naked and run through showers with each other? And I'm not going to say what they said, but there was a lot of women commenting about my cha-chas and stuff. I was like 6th, 7th grade. And I didn't develop as fast as other people. And boy, did I get mocked and ridiculed. It was so bad. It was so bad. It was no fun. It was no fun. It was bad for a minute. Okay. So let's put this on. So if it's like a competition, when women are like, it's so much harder to be overweight. What? Has that been playing the whole time? Are you serious? Has that been playing the whole time? That's annoying. Is that why? I just heard through my headset. I'm like, I hear fucking stupid Trump. And I'm like, what is going on? Why did school make us do that? I don't know. So that everyone could see that you were underdeveloped compared to the rest of the girls, and they'd call you two pube. That's what they called me. It was wonderful to sit in class in front of boys you liked and stuff, and then the chicks with big honkers who were more developed than you would just scream two pube, and then tell all the boys how you only have two pubes. That really worked out for me. There was a video playing in the background, and I heard it, and I just paused it. Okay, good. Good. All right, let's put a little bit of this eyeliner on and see if I can't smoke this all out. That's what I want to do, guys. Let's see if it works. Did you guys know that I sell Avon and that I am an Avon lady? And that if you're not busy, you go to adriennecurry.com and you could buy Avon from me. And then, I'll be the happiest person in the world, I think. I think that's a good analogy. I'll be so happy if y'all buy some Avon for me. It's what I do, you see. I'll never forget. I was at the Playboy Mansion. I was going to do a runway show at this private event. And this makeup artist did my makeup. And her brushes were ripping my eyes apart. And I didn't want to hurt her feelings, so I didn't say anything. And it hurt my eyes so bad. And my eyes were brilliant red all fucking night. And I'm like, why did I say something? I'm kind of liking this. It'd be better to shower naked with complete strangers, right? So, because I had to be forced to shower in front of my peers in school who mocked my underdevelopment, they started opening ketchup packets at lunchtime and throwing them under my ass as I went to sit down so they could scream that I'm finally started my period. So I would sit in ketchup and it would burst all over my pants. This is fun. I've always wanted to do this. The showers were optional, not for us. There was a U shower at Troy Junior High. We had to run in one end and the other. And it literally just sprayed water on you. You didn't even like fucking soap up. Just sprayed water on you. Why? Why didn't they make us do this? My shower was not optional. Not at all. And then I had a plantar wart on my foot. Gee, wonder where I got that. Shower room at school. Sounds like the movie Carrie. Let me tell you a story about, so are we liking this? Because I like this. I'm gonna keep going here and make this real pretty because I'm digging what we're doing. So I used to have these sock hops in junior high. And it was like, a dance. I think it was one Friday a month. They'd have the sock hop. And I never had a boy want to go with me. All my friends had boys that wanted to go with them. I never had it. So I'd just hang out with my loser friends. Well, one day, this guy, who I won't name, asked me to the sock hop. And I remember feeling like I had won the lottery. I could not believe I had been asked to go to the sock hop. I mean, to say I was stoked is like, a gross understatement. I was so excited. So I tell my friends and everyone's like, who asked you? And I'm like, we'll just call him Josh. Like, Josh asked me. And they're like, Josh is like popular. Why the fuck would he ask you? So I show up so excited. And there's Josh with one of the most popular girls in school. And everyone's laughing at me. Because like when I first saw him, I was like, oh, I guess I'll approach him since we're supposed to be here with each other. Duh. And they all started laughing at me because I was so fucking stupid to believe that he would ever go with me to the school dance. It was wonderful. So when you say Carrie about the pubes, I'm like, that's nothing. 2 pube is nothing. Making fun of like the fact, okay, they called me 2 pube and nipples because I was underdeveloped and I only at that point had nipples because my boobs hadn't grown yet. And then Josh asked me to the school dance, good old 2 pube over there. I thought he meant it. So I guess I was Carrie, but I just didn't do anything Carrie to people, And that's why, people will be like, you don't understand what it's like to be bullied for your body and all this stuff because you're skinny and beautiful. I'm like, are you kidding me? Nipples, 2 pube. They called me Adrienne Furry because my mustache was so big and my arms were so hairy. So fucking hairy. It was just a humiliation to exist. I was the hairiest. And I was ugly and all that other stuff. But, I think it's character development. Like a lot of times now people are like, oh, we need to protect our kids from bullying and all this stuff. And I'm like, yeah, but did it suck? Yes. Did it make me a better person? Yes. When I see what I perceive as bullying of others, I am the first one to jump up and be like, no. Why did no one else have to shower at school? Is there anyone here from Troy Crogwell? Was it Troy Crogwell? Troy Junior High? Whatever. Yeah, Crogwell was the little kids' school. Troy Junior High was the bigger kids' school. I kind of like this whole just blur out your, what do you call it? Eyeliner thing. I think it's working. I think it is working. You showed them, though. See, here's the thing. I thought winning top model would be my revenge, right? I really did. But at the time, my boyfriend, who at the time I thought I loved him. Now I'm old enough to know that's not love. I was just young and naive. But he dumped me because I won top model. And he told everyone it's because he didn't want to have the same vagina his whole life. It made me feel really, really bad. So then I went on this thing where I was like trying to prove my worth. And I was always trying to prove my worth. And what did that do? It's getting too bright over here. I gotta shut this shit. When you have very little self-worth when you're younger because of bullying and stuff, what it led me to do was chase people who didn't see my value. So I took the toxic experience of trying to prove my worth all the time to people, and I made it continue when it didn't have to when I was older. Does that make sense? Like, I ensured that my whole life would continue with me chasing people who saw no value in me and trying to prove that I had value. So then I got in toxic relationships and all that shit, which is my bad because I was a broken person. Now I have a good revenge, which is living well, as you said. Just living well and being happy in your life is the best revenge against people that do shitty things to you. Now, I had a couple of my bullies apologize to me, but my friends who knew me my whole life were just like, they're only doing that because you're famous now. And they want to get close to you and feel they dropped the ball on, whatever would have uplifted them in their lives through you. So now they're all like, yeah, I'm so sorry that happened. Now, I accepted the apologies, but I wasn't about to dismiss my friends who were like, this isn't real. Like, these are fake apologies, right? These are fake. I'm kind of loving what I did to my eyes. It looks like I did a full eye and all I did was blend the shit out of my eyeliner. I'm very happy about it. Yeah, they tried to make nice with me. We had to shower and I caught foot stuff too, but we had shower curtains that were so light. As soon as you turn the shower spray power wash on the curtain, it blew out and looked super pervy. That's funny. And I'm sorry that I'm telling you, school showers are nothing but plantar warts. That's it. You just get exposed to plantar warts. Why would you do that to kids? Bastards should have been dying to do the 2-step with 2 pubes. Stop. That's so funny. It really hurt my feelings. And I'll tell you, that night that I showed up there thinking I had some date and that happened, I was devastated. I felt like I could never go to school again. I was like, dude, like, this is so fucking bad. So bad. I hate it. So look at this. This is my cat, Zorg. He is 4 months old. He is a floof. He's so cute. His brother's still available, and his brother's a love bug. Just for perspective, do you see this chair? This isn't a normal chair. This is those 2-person mega chairs because I have a huge husband. So I bought a giant chair for giants. Me and my mother-in-law can sit in this together comfortably next to each other. And that is the cat just laying on it. So my cat is 2 butts wide, almost. 2 butts wide. Look at this little guy. I feel like he's too skinny. Like, I told my husband, I'm like, I feel like he's too skinny. Like, I'm worried about my little baby. And I have to keep remembering he's like a baby. So all he does is play and run around. But I overly fuss over my cats and my dog. My new puppy is 4 months old too. Awesome. I'm pretty sure the cat weighs 9 pounds now at 4 months old. I'm like, bruh. He's just like, I'm just going to keep growing if you don't mind. He's already way bigger than Newt, who's 2 years old. And he's almost as big as Drax. And Drax is like 12 pounds. He's a big dude. So they're all friends. All my cats get along, which I did not think that the female would do it. But now she's like best friends with this little guy. Because I was like, you need to stop being such a bitch because she loves to play. And I'm like, this is like the perfect cat toy for you. This little guy that just wants to play all the time. That looks great. I love my eye makeup today. Yeah, he's a huge bitch. I ordered last night and used the 30% off code. Awesome. I'm so happy. I'm so happy you did that. It was kind of a big deal. Bigger than some dogs. Yeah. That's a huge bitch. He's my little tiny baby, you guys. I love him so much. So much. I love him. He's so squishy. So I've said this just based on everything that's happening in the world right now. I said watching this clash in the Western world reminds me of a toxic marriage. It's like a couple getting in a fight and one takes it way too far and refuses to admit it, or deflects and brings up arguments from 2 years ago in an attempt to save face. So when you hear, yeah, but both sides, I would say prior to multiple attempts of political assassinations and a murder, you could have said that, right? But I feel like America is a marriage. And right now, one side has gone too far and do not have a leg to stand on to deflect and talk about grievances from 2 years ago. I've done a lot of marital counseling, not in my relationship. Now we're very happy, but my first marriage, I literally went through like 6 years of couples therapy. And if I went to couples therapy and I had done something horribly wrong, and then I tried to deflect and say something from before, well, you did this and you did that, and both sides, that's when my therapist would be like, as of right now, you don't have the upper hand here. You need to stop talking and you need to listen. And you need to understand you are the one that has gone too far right now. And that is not erasing your other grievances. That is not to say they don't exist. But when it is you who have gone too far, it is you that has to patch up in this moment. And when you're done patching up and you're done making up, then we can address all the other issues. And that's where I feel like America is right now. Is one side has taken it way too far. So they don't really have the leg to stand on when it comes to, well, both sides, this and that. It's like, no. Like, you have to take the L sometimes, right? Like, it would really suck when I would go into couples therapy and I felt like I was just and righteous because of my resentment over former grievances. But if something had happened that I had done in that moment where I was the bad guy, we don't get to bring up the other shit. Like, you have to take care of what's going on right now. No ifs, ands, or buts. And then, next session, after everything's been taken care of, apologies have been said, then you can move on to the other shit. And that's where I feel like we're at right now. Totally. That is where I feel we are at. And you know what I would like to see? Nothing brings me more joy than when I see videos of like Nazi people or Confederate flag people going to MAGA rallies. And when you see all the MAGA attendees turn on them and shame them and get them the fuck out of there, right? I feel if the left can do the same thing to the communists with their little sickle flags and their Antifa, if they could be like the same and like get the fuck out of here, then I think there'd be a big gateway to some healing. I do. I feel like shit can get done. I love my eyes today. Do you guys like this? I love this. This is literally just our cream eyeliner in Blackest Night. And then I use just this color on my lid just to blend out over it. And I think it looks great. I feel like my eyes look great. They're great. Both sides talk way too openly about being on the other side and contribute to dividing people. As I said, once you've murdered someone and then had 3 assassination attempts on the other guy that didn't work out, like you no longer have the upper hand in the argument. And that's when someone needs to be a hero and step up and start condemning anyone celebrating this and being like, this ain't right. Jamie Lee Curtis did it. God bless her. She's like, I don't agree with anything he said. This is horrible. Like, that is what you do. You don't respond the way people have responded. Like, I've seen hit lists of people posting lists of like more people they want. I would much rather everyone come together and stop being buttholes than the alternative. You know what I mean? That's what I'd like to see. Well, thanks, Bruce. I've worked on it. She's a beaut, Clark. I fucking love National Lampoons. I hate that he's such a dick and so well known for being such a dick because, man, I love those movies. All right, a little illuminating primer. Let's get this on my face. There we go. Let's illuminate the situation. Guys, can I lose weight and still eat everything? Can that be a thing? So to me, I think both sides are evil, and I'm talking about the politicians. I think both sides are evil. I think one side has had complete institutional power with censoring people. I forgot January 6th, the worst 2 hours of my life. 2 hours. Yeah. Anyone that smashed windows and shit was bullshit. But here's the problem. I was told for 6 months that it's so good when people riot and murder people and harm everyone in the streets for racial injustice. Keep it going. Keep it going. That's the problem. When you literally see all the assholes you hate in government go, oh, the worst day of our lives, oh, for 2 hours of people being dicks. And they were dicks. Everyone there that smashed windows and yelled and were assholes were dicks. But for 6 months, the news is like, it's so good when there's riots for the left. It's so good. And I'm like, what the fuck? That's an imbalance, dude. That ain't cool. That's going to turn everyone against each other when you see special preferential treatment given to one side over the other. Oh, the Pelosi hammer husband, that guy, even though he was like, he was weird because he had like BLM stuff and all this leftist shit, but then he had right-wing shit too. He was fucking batshit crazy. I don't think someone getting hit with a hammer is okay. I don't think that's okay. I didn't forget any of that. They tried to kill Donald Trump not once, not twice, but 3 times. And then they literally blew the neck off of his top earner. There is not a comparison on the other side right now. There just isn't. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Like anyone with a functioning brain with critical thinking can see that one side at this point right now has taken it way too far. There's no good sides, but you have to be a dishonest human being to see 3 attempted assassination attempts. One almost blew off the dude's ear, and then they took out the other guy. It's not okay. People need to say, stop doing bad things to each other and come together and stop pointing the fingers at one another, because it's not good. Violence is not good, dude. I can't watch Fight Club because I don't like to see violence. Hammer Guy was a gay nudist with the BLM flag. No, he's a psychopath. I don't care if he worships the Dark Lord. He's a psychopath. And the whole video, everything about that was crazy. That was crazy. Or the time that wasn't there a shooter at that Republican baseball game thing and it shot up the crowd? I think a lot of people forget that. It's just all the white people, you're the ones divided amongst each other. That's not true and stupid. It's talk like that. So for me, there's Americans. There's Americans, and then there's idiot, actual real white supremacists, and then communists. And if you have one side disavow the white supremacists, which they have, the other side has to disavow the communists that are hiding under the umbrella. And the other side, that was my side. I just want everyone to get along and not hurt each other. That's important to me, because history will teach you that we are on a road that ain't good. And if you value your life, if you value your country, like, that's why you can't talk like this, especially the president. Iceman, I can't with you. You're one-sided. Your bias is just permeating. It's the victim's fault. They were victimized. If that victim would have locked step and didn't say bad words, then you wouldn't have gotten murdered. That's evil. And I don't sign up for evil. And here's the problem with that. You have a divide in the country. One side thinks the other side's awful. Now one side's like, well, it's your fault. It happened to you. What's going to happen to your side now if that's your stance? You don't think half the country's like, oh, what they're saying is it's okay to hurt people so long as you think what they're doing is extreme and naughty and they're saying bad things. Well, half the country believes that about the left and half the country believes that about the right. What are you teaching everybody? When you're pointing the finger, well, they're the ones, they had it coming with their rhetoric. You are literally telling them you can do the same thing back to us. That's terrifying. That's not good at all. It's very bad. It's very, very bad. That's how a civil war begins. I don't want one. And I think anyone who wants one is an idiot. I don't want a civil war. But I've been screaming the pendulum swing is going to happen. And everyone's like, keep it going, keep pushing. Right? And then stuff like this happens. Well, it wouldn't have happened if it wasn't for their rhetoric. That's dangerous when half the country could apply the same thing to you. You should be terrified if that's your stance, because you're basically screaming open season. No, no, and no again. Who's on the news saying the other side is evil every day? You're so biased. I'm a former Democrat, dude. You're so biased. You're biased, man. You're brainwashed. Fascist, right-wing extremists, white supremacist terrorists, the fascist Donald Trump is the KKK Nazi. Are you serious? Both sides are at fault, but one side has all the institutional power. It's not an even playing ground. This is why I left my side. The refusal to own responsibility for things you're doing. Like when I was like, I'm sorry, like these really far left extremists, like, why aren't we disavowing them? We pretend they don't exist. I'm like, man, now I'm homeless. Now no one represents me. Because if my people can't hold themselves to account, then I want nothing to do with them. I'm sorry. Ask yourself why donors donate to both sides. So if you're a rich person, why are you donating to Republicans and Democrats knowing that they're fermenting this bullshit between each other? Because it will benefit you financially if it pops off. So what you're doing is you're aiding and abetting very rich people that want you to be like, but the other side's bad except for me. So you can do that so that when it pops off, they sit there in the ashes making all the money from it happening. That's what's happening. And everyone's blind to it. And it's sad. They're normalizing justification for deleting people for insert excuse. First, it's the health insurance CEO. Now, Kirk, I had a problem with that. I am not a fan of health insurance companies. They have hurt me. They have not helped me. Like, I'm the last person to advocate for them, let alone their CEOs. I'm not like, yeah, they're great people. But when people I know and love started saying some dark shit, justifying what happened to that person, I was like, this is evil. Because that's what they did in Soviet Russia and communist China. That's how they behave. No, thank you. No, thank you. I'm really glad that I'm able to critically think and that I was able to analyze my own side and realize they were participating in things I can't be part of. I'd rather be politically homeless than part of a group where I have to turn a blind eye to a bunch of shit that I find abhorrent. But I would much rather us stop pointing fingers. And I understand if like you were a huge fan of Charlie Kirk, you're like, fuck that. I get it. You get mad. And I'm not saying that's not a justified feeling. But I don't think Charlie Kirk wanted civil war. I don't. And I don't want it. You're a smart man, very true with what you're saying. Yeah, very rich powers fund both sides in all their rhetoric towards one another. And the end goal is to push us into collapse so that they can profit off the ashes. So if Republicans had power over Facebook, Instagram, Google, like right now, if you Googled me, it's a character assassination. It says terrible things about me that are not true. And if it was Republicans that own that shit and did that to me, I'd be like, fuck them. Now, I don't think either side's good. It's just one side has more power and has really flexed on it. I'm shadow banned on Facebook. I'm shadow banned on Instagram. I have smear pieces about me in the media. If you Google me, the AI basically says I've said things I never said. I would hate me if I didn't know me. If I read what is said about me in a Google search, I would be like, what a terrible person. And that's terrifying to me. That's terrifying. I'm still registered as a Democrat. I never changed it. Like, that just sounds like work. You know what I mean? It just sounds like extra steps. Extra steps. But yeah, I'd rather everyone get along and stop this bullshit, because anyone pushing this bullshit doesn't understand where it goes. However, all the communists and the Antifa, they know where it goes. It goes to societal collapse and collapsing the country that they hate so that they can rebuild. This is what they want. I don't want it. I don't want it, guys. I don't want war. I don't want violence. I don't want my country to collapse. I also want to put on intensive nourishing lip care. It's much better for us to all try to get along. Nope, Charlie wanted people to sit down and have a conversation. and show each other their points of view, but still go away respecting each other. What we need to do, you traitor, kidding. That's what I'm saying. I'm politically homeless, but I'm not going to like go change my registration. Know what I mean? I'm way too lazy for that. So I'm still a registered Democrat. Sorry. The fact Charlie Kirk was brutally murdered and we saw it, and still there's been no looting or burning, says everything you need to know about the people who supported and now mourn him. I will have to agree with that. I will have to agree. What I have seen is at a ton of vigils where people are actively praying and stuff, that evil people are going and spitting on them and mocking the assassination and like playing it out in front of their face. It's awful. And that's why I'm like, look, I don't think we're getting saved by Democrats or Republicans. But if you're a Democrat and your side is saying, I'm not sorry he had it coming, or we need more, or I love that this happened, and you're not holding them accountable, it's literally like, okay, if all my friends were hookers, porn stars, and murderers, you would probably think very little of me. So just like one side has to disavow white supremacists and racists, it's time for the other side to disavow the fucking communists that are calling for death. Like, it's time. You gotta like meet in the middle there. Use religion to make a lot of people feel like they were doing very wrong things. Then you don't listen to him. What a weak human being if you can't hear someone else's opinion. Yet meanwhile, everyone's like, Muslims, yay, it's great they're in our government. Look at them take over Michigan, yay. They're way more extreme than a Christian, and no one says a word. Why? It's picking and choosing. It's insane to me. If you think a Christian has radical beliefs that make people feel bad, sit down with a Muslim and have a conversation. They are the right-wing version of a Christian. Like, if a Christian's a moderate, like, and I'm not vilifying, I'm just saying they're way more conservative with their beliefs. Like, what land are we living in here where people can't have an opinion? Democracy is people talking. So people are like, we must save our democracy by murdering the person that said words. That's not good, guys. And as long as you keep advocating for this, no one's ever going to come together. I would rather come together. I don't want a civil war. I don't want to vilify my neighbor. I don't want to look at my own friends and family as my enemies. That's not what I want. So there's two kinds of people right now. The people that have brains and realize civil war is incoming unless someone is the hero, and people are like, it's his fault, but he said, she said. It's like, what are you, fucking 3? Stop. He was very mean. Your opinion means nothing. There's not a single video where he was mean. You're lying. You have been lied to and manipulated. Just like, okay, Google says that I said terrible things that I never said. You're the type of person that would Google me and believe it because it's there. Of course I said it, never said it, but of course I did. This is shameful behavior that people can't critically think. I don't agree with anything Whoopi Goldberg says. In fact, I find most of it completely abhorrent, and I don't think anything bad should ever happen to her. They consider not agreeing with their view as being mean. Yeah, no shit. People need to like drop their holier than thou, I'm better than you bullshit if you want the shit to stop. I want this shit to stop. Extremists on both sides need to be publicly shunned and humiliated. If you're advocating for one side to be hurt, okay, example. Joe Biden was riding his bike and fell down. I don't like Joe Biden. And people laughed about it. And I'm like, guys, he's old. That fucks you up when you're old. That really hurts you. It's not funny. Like, humanity is a thing that I think we need to tap back into. It'd be wonderful if people can just tap back into that. humanity for one another. Even someone whose views I find so off-putting it makes my skin crawl, they're still a human being. I just don't understand. I've seen a ton of him being mean. No, you're lying. You're not being truthful. That's a lie. He was like the most milquetoast. He was like Mr. Rogers to everyone. He wasn't Steven Crowder, who's, a dick. Like, that's how I know you're not honest. You're not an honest person. And I don't believe your girlfriend loved Charlie Kirk and you didn't. I don't believe anything you're saying. We have to start being honest people. I think Whoopi Goldberg and her hen house is awful. So I just don't listen to it. And I think things they say are mean. And I'm not like bad things should happen to them because they say mean things. That's ridiculous. What world is this? And don't you start pulling up edited clips of someone. No, Iceman, you're a liar. I know you're lying because I've watched full videos with no editing and the dude was nice. Like, he defended gay people. He said he loved them. No, Iceman, you don't tell me to do anything. You're lying and everyone knows you're not being an honest person. This is why nothing will ever get fixed. It's cognitive dissonance. It's like you can't accept that someone was just a normal, moderate person and bad things happen to them. And I consider Whoopi Goldberg really extreme, and no bad thing should ever happen to her. I find the things she says so fucking cruel and mean, and I don't think anything bad should ever happen to her except for me not watching her show. That's it. But she was mean. So murder. That's crazy. That's not okay, man. Who cares if someone's mean? Okay, the kids in junior high that invited me to the sock hop just to humiliate me in front of everybody, that is considerably far more mean than anything that was said at a debate. And I don't think any physical harm should come to any of the kids that mocked me and made fun of me. Well, I'm not a huge fan of the right either, meaning I'm not a huge fan of politicians. I don't think any of them are on our side. I don't. I just wish sometimes that we could all just, come together on things. Like, look at this. Here's a nurse whose husband walked in on her having sex with her teen stepson. That's something we can all come together on and be like, what the actual fuck? I have seen a huge rise in women as teachers and stuff preying on children. And women are always like, it's always men that do this. And I'm like, this is an issue, guys. I think we need to start addressing it. It's really bad. You know what I mean? Like, this is so much worse than people having a political debate is all these teachers that are preying on little babies in school. It really bothers me. But yeah, he didn't do any bad, Iceman. He literally, his crime, he had Christian values, Christians, woo! Like, I'm sorry, dude. I don't sign up for that. I am not okay with people being like anti-Christian. The dude was never mean to anybody. You could not agree with anything he said. He was never mean to anybody. His crime is he was a Christian. This is crazy. This is crazy to me. Because my grandma was that way. So I had a best friend who was gay. And we've been best friends since like kindergarten. And he was allowed in my bedroom when no other boys were. And I was like, why? And my grandma would like look at my parents. And I remember having the conversation with my grandma, and she's like, being gay is wrong, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, but you're always so nice to Greg. She's like, I love him. I love him. She's like, I'm not like going to be a cheerleader of things he does because I think it's wrong, but I love him. And I had cousins that were gay and stuff, and they brought their partners over for Christmas. And my grandma, the evil Christian with the mean words, was like, welcome to my house. Here's food and shit. And that's why I will not accept this shit. I just can't. I can't. Because I was like, Grandma, that's so judgmental. And she's like, when have I ever judged? I love them. I love them. He did not say that. That's another lie. That's out of context and a lie. It's a lie. You're lying. You are a dishonest person. You're literally taking 2 paragraphs this long and then snipping it to be like, he said this evil thing. It's a lie. You're lying. It's not okay to lie just because you don't like someone. I don't like Whoopi Goldberg. I'm not making shit up about her. It is not okay to lie. It is not okay to take people out of context to manipulate others. It's not okay. You saw an edited video. You're lying. Dude, I'm done with you. I'm sorry. I tried. I can't. I'm not going to read anything you say anymore because you're lying so much. It's not okay to lie. It is not okay to lie. It's not okay to believe bullshit either. Yeah, don't listen to someone who's offensive. Again, The View is so deeply offensive to me. It makes my skin crawl. I just don't watch. I don't know what happened to this world where people just can't be like, no, hate the sin, not the sinner. That's kind of where my grandma was at. And I don't see her as anti-gay or anything when she allowed all my gay friends over and was nothing but loving and kind to them. She wouldn't watch Modern Family because she didn't like the portrayal of the gay couple with the baby. And I'm like, Grandma, and she's like, I don't have to watch something. And I have to respect that position. I don't know, man. I think it's like, unless we stop taking each other out of context, and the right does it too, because I have read things and I'm like, oh my God, that's so terrible. And then I see the full context of a statement and I'm like, that wasn't true. You know what I mean? Until this shit ends, it's just going to be bad. It's just sad. Zero grace, zero compassion, especially when the man hasn't even been buried yet. Yeah, I've seen some really bad stuff. It's like when the George Floyd memorials were going on, I didn't see conservatives spitting in the faces of the people praying for him and trashing their vigils in front of them. But I'm seeing it now, like in front of them on camera with people there with candles and shit. It's unreal. I don't know, man. I want to have more hope in humanity because I really think all of this has been pushed a lot by Iran and China to get us to go against each other. And it's just sad. It's just making me really sad. Even if it's not taken out of context, people don't deserve to die for words. Words are violence, but murder is fine. I don't know what's going on anymore. I just want the world to be a better place than what it is. And I don't see the hope in that happening when this is like how people respond to things. I want it to be so much better than what it is. The both sides do it argument died with Charlie. I would have died with Trump had he went down. But for me, the CEO thing, that one really bothered me. I just told the CEO and general counsel of a multi-billion-dollar company to get effed. Well, cool. When he says it's acceptable to have some gun deaths each year to preserve our rights, that doesn't mean murder or that kids deserve it. Here's the thing. Why aren't there multiple armed guards at every school? To me, it tells me that no one really truly cares because you know what's going to happen. And yet, for some reason, one, think of the jobs that you could create training people to be fucking Rambo badasses to protect our kids. We shouldn't have to do it, so lead the lambs to slaughter. Why? Why would you lead the lambs to slaughter? You know what's happening. It's like the 1960s. They started giving serial killers all this press, and then they all wanted to do it. And I said it with Columbine. They gave it a bunch of press, and then everyone wanted to do it. It's just sad. It's just sad. But yeah, I think every school should have armed guards everywhere. Why not? It would stop. It literally would stop. But I feel like no one wants it to stop for real because then they'd have nothing to cry about. But like if I had a kid in school, I know someone with kids in a private school and they have armed guards. They ain't playing. I don't know, man. I don't want any escalation. I don't want any bad things. We guard our banks. We guard our politicians. We guard our courts. We don't guard our children. Why? I don't think they really care. It feels that way. I don't feel they care. Tree Farmer Charlie, the thing I've found the most is the people with the biggest opinion on firearms have never even held one or owned one. Veterans, retired police officers to watch schools, and they would love to do it and have a good paying job, but they won't do it. So I have to believe it's because they don't really care. It's a talking point that helps them raise money, so why fix it? Both sides are guilty of such things. Can I, as a dude, use those? I have huge bags under my eyes. Fuck yeah, you can, Drop Zone. Fuck yeah, it doesn't leave pixie glitter on your face. It doesn't leave pixie glitter on your face. With the gun thing, that was just a snippet. He was doing a comparison with cars that 50,000 people die a year in accidents. And then with guns, they need to have armed guards to guard those that are most precious. Yeah, I listened to the whole thing. And that's my biggest issue, man, is that we live in a rage culture where people would rather clutch their pearls, be enraged, post everyone out of context, both sides, push, division, rage for clicks and likes because everyone's so obsessed with it. And it's just bad now. Postmodern thinkers cause the problems and wonder why there's a problem. Take responsibility, lefties. Well, like I loved all the videos at MAGA rallies when someone rolled up with like a Nazi flag or a Confederate flag. Everyone went to kick their ass and like shame them out of there. It's beautiful. But if there's a protest on the left and here comes Antifa and the communists, everyone's like, they're good, stay. And I'm like, no, you have to do the same thing, man. Get out of here. Both sides have their issues, man. But, the left has to admit, you guys got an infestation of some communists. Get them the fuck out of here. Okay, nurses have been known to kill their patients, way more than one, injecting stuff in their IVs and stuff. Do we ban nurses? Swords and knives have killed more people in human history than guns ever have. It's true. And we don't ban them. Old people behind the wheel? I'm sorry, man. I love old people, but some of them are a menace to society driving. We've all seen it. When you're like, how does this person have their license? We're all going to die. Like, what the fuck? You hire a guy to guard a school and some nut job starts open firing. Are you sure he will stay and guard the children? You hire quality people. Former veterans and stuff. Did they stick around to defend their base? That's who you That's who you hire. Right? I don't know, man. I'm homeless when it comes to ideology. I just know there's a lot of insanity right now, and I'm watching a lot of really good people excuse why the insanity is okay, and it's terrifying to me. I would rather not have a civil war. I love my country. I probably have more in common with the people who think I'm a bad guy than I do any of the politicians in office. Tucker Carlson is a Nepo baby. I probably have nothing in common with that man if I sat down with him. Nothing at all. The Cuomos, I probably have nothing in common with them at all. We are truly having intense spiritual battles. The media is one of the devil's strongest weapons. More people need to learn how to think critically. I agree, because right now there's character assassinations on me saying I said and did terrible things. If I read that about anyone else, I would think they're terrible people. And it's said about me and it's not true. So I have to sit here and realize someone could read that shit and be like, oh, that Adrienne Curry, she's a racist, white supremacist, KKK piece of shit. That's horrible. It's terrifying. It's terrifying that an organization as powerful as Google is smearing me like that, and I have absolutely no defense. That's terrifying. But yeah, I just want us to get better. That'd make me happy. I'm not the biggest fan of hippies, but I have way more in common with hippies than I do anyone who's a Republican politician. It's my guess. Just think about it. Or these really, like Elon Musk, he's so fucking rich. He like inseminates his baby in everyone. God bless you, sir, but I probably don't have anything in common with you. I saw that they attacked Jamie Lee Curtis for being a human being. I really respect what she said, man. Because I'm like, either she's a good person or she knows enough to pretend like she's one. Like, you know? But yeah, what she said was actually a very beautiful thing. And it gave me newfound respect. Everyone's like, well, she's lying. I'm like, then she's one of the few smart actors out there. Anyway, I'm done. Either you want to come together or you don't. I would rather come together. I'm sorry. Like, that's where I'm at. I'd rather us all just get along. Because this is, it's kind of that point when you watch like two brothers fighting so much and you're like, okay, they're strangling each other now. Like, my sons aren't going to live through this unless I step in. No, I respect Elon Musk for freeing the bird because I was one of the people that was shadow banned on X. Agree. Most people can't justify or prove that the person they are saying is terrible. It's usually just because of headlines and sound bites and someone told them to think a certain way. Dude, I used to be part of that. But yeah, it'd be much nicer if we could all get along. Anyway, love you guys. AdrienneCurry.com to shop with me. Everyone's a right fighter. Everyone wants to believe they're right. But you have to look at our country like a marriage. Someone has to be the hero. And right now, like, I'm registered Democrat and stuff. I'm not anymore. I like to think of myself as politically homeless. But if I was on the left, I'd be like, okay, like, your dude got murdered and people celebrated on my side. And it's time for us to all stand up like Jamie Lee Curtis and be like, no. What would I recommend for eye bags? Are you kidding me? It's on the screen. It's right here. Go to AdrienneCurry.com. Go to my Avon. I used it in the beginning of this stream. You can rewind. It's these guys. Our new multi-performance eye patches. They're awesome. You can wear them in the AM or PM to fix up your face. It's awesome. All right. I love you guys. I have more hope in humanity. I have to, because if I don't, then this is the end of the fucking world. And I just prefer for it to not be that.